we're going to jump to what actually happens. All right. We find out Chloe's plan, that she is going to try and help, and she's trying to process if she's going to help send Lucifer back to hell, but she ultimately decides not to. Why do you think that was? But Lucifer also can't forgive her once he finds out what she was going to do, possibly.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think, it's the first time there's ever been any betrayal between the two of them. And Lucifer can't get his head around the fact that the detective would do that, irrespective of the fact that she's just found out he's the actual devil. It just, for him, seems like a step too far. Of course, he doesn't take into consideration what a huge earthquake that was in the detective's life. For this woman of science and logic, all of a sudden the walls come crashing down around her, and she realizes that heaven and hell do exist, and God does exist, and the devil does exist, and she's been mates with him for 3 years. And it's, how does one deal with that? And I think we get to a point in the season where, when all of those things are stripped away, the way that Chloe and Lucifer feel about each other is really simple. But there are so many complications in the way now that, half of what this season is about really is about how our characters navigate their way through that. And will they be the same at the end of it?
Talking about Lucifer and Eve, by the time we reach episode 6, Lucifer has taken a sharp turn, and Eve has basically given him permission to be his true self, and she kind of supports this evil, he's the devil. She supports this side of him and accepts him for this. So what goes on throughout the rest of the season because of that?
Not only does she support that, but she really kind of endorses it. And she really kind of encourages it, because I think Eve notices that Lucifer has this struggle. I mean, I've always said this season is a bit like Jekyll and Hyde for Lucifer. There's one side of him that is the man that wants to prove to the detective that he is more than just the devil that everyone says he is, that he was a person before, he was an angel before that, and he is not just that. It was a job that he had to do. Killing Pierce at the end of season 3 ignited something in Lucifer that he can't shake off. And he is haunted by this monster that lives inside of him. And that is the monster, that was nurtured in hell, and all of those bad things that he was able to do in hell, it catered to that side of him. But now he's on Earth and he's got these things going on. He doesn't know what he's doing this season. And of course he's got someone in his ear, the person who he originally tempted, now tempting him, saying, be the person you used to be, because that's the Lucifer I love. And so you've got two women wanting two different things from the same person. It's a nightmare.